Morning. Thanks, Don. Yeah, I've got a real eye-opening topic for you. Hopefully you've gotten a handout, and let me just kind of give you an overview of what you're looking at. That very first item on the left-hand side talks about particular issues, and so while there are a number of items listed there, that first one deals with limited liabilities for owners, and you can see how it would impact a C-Corp and S-Corp partnership, LLC, and a sole proprietorship. So what this is hopefully going to provide you with some information to think about. Is the business entity you're in the most tax beneficial for you? And a quick overview of the C-Corp and the S-Corp. They're both Texas corporations, and the S-Corp, you simply make a federal tax election if you qualify. And generally, you've got to be a small business, less than 75 shareholders, and be U.S. citizens and individuals to be an S-Corp. The next item that I think would you need to consider about your choice of entity is near the bottom of that first page. And that's the degree of administrative complexity. And you can see that with the C-Corp and the S-Corp, the compliance is pretty high. And as a sole proprietor, all the way to the right, it's pretty low. Next page, some items to think about. The first one is double taxation. Although the answer here for C corporations is yes, unless you're very large, you can mitigate or eliminate any double taxation through the amount of salaries you pay the owners. So while it's answered yes here, it's manageable. Next item would be ability to retain income at a lower current tax cost. Because a C corporation pays its own tax, it has a different tax rate than individuals do. And the first 50 grand is only at 15%. So there are some ways to lower your tax in that regard. Another item that's important in choosing your entity is the tax treatment of fringe benefits. So if, for instance, if you've got large medical bills, large insurance premiums, you can see that the C corporation offers you the best choice there. It also offers you more flexibility in the selection of your tax year end. And something kind of unique for a C corporation is that if you had investments at the corporate level, a C corporation gets to eliminate 70% of dividends from other U.S. corporations it receives. So there are different types of advantages like that. With retirement plans, with a C corp, again, you can have loans related to employee benefit plans that you can't in the other plans. So that's kind of a quick overview, Don.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll give you some ideas to think about.
Because I love what I do. I work with individuals, families, and small businesses. Each one of you in here has or is working for a small business, or you're some way related to it. You look around at each other, and it's like you may be in the same business as somebody else, but you operate totally different. Your needs are going to be totally different as to the person next to you. So you need to keep in mind, you know, a lot of times what we get is somebody will say, well, my brother-in-law said I need to do this. That applies to your brother-in-law. That may not apply to you and your company. Basically, like people like David and I, we get updates daily on what's going on with the tax. You know, we get IRS notices, we get things that are happening with the state. And some of you may or may not have state franchise tax. If you're an LLC, if you're anything other than a sole proprietor or a natural partnership at this point, you're dealing with the state of Texas. As part of that, there are tax implications that are coming through. A lot of times what we get is somebody will come in and say, here's my stuff, save me as much tax dollars as you can, you know, I'll be back on April 15th to pick it up. You know, at that point, it's too late. You really should be talking to your tax advisor at this stage. Where are you at in 2009, and what can you do to save money? If you're making a profit, which we do have some businesses that are making profits this year, you know. So if you're making a profit, there may be things that you need to do. If you're not making a profit, maybe this is a time to do something else as far as tax is concerned. The other thing when you're doing your taxes or you're getting ready to do your taxes, you need to think about is what are your long-range plans? We like to sit down with our clients and say, what are you going to do? Because if you're going to get a bank loan, we have lots of bankers here, they like to see a tax return that shows you're making money. So if I get real aggressive on your tax return and they look at it and they say, you want a loan, you're not making money, it may hinder your ability to get a loan. Or if you're thinking of selling your business. Most people who get into a business, start a business, want to build it up so that they can sell it and have a nice retirement fund. Well, if you get ready that you're going to sell your business, you don't want it to be showing a loss. You want it to be showing some income. So at this stage, what you really need to be doing is looking at maybe minimizing and take a little hit on your tax. That, you know, gee, you had income, but then maybe it'll pay off in the long run when you sell your business, because most people are not sophisticated enough that when they look at your tax return and they say, well, you made a loss, but most of that was like depreciation. They're just going to see the loss. They're not going to look for the tax reasons for it. So it's going to lower your value. So really what you need to be doing, if you're operating the same way you were as last year, you may be in for a big surprise this year because a lot of rules have changed. A lot of them are temporary. At this stage, I love Obama. He's given me job security for the next couple of years. So you may want to be interested in what's going on. It may impact your business and the way you've been doing things, maybe significantly, you know, have a different impact. Don't wait. One of the biggest things that I hear year after year with people who have just started their business is, how can I possibly have income? I have no cash. Cash and income, I have to say it over and over. Cash and income are not the same thing. There are a lot of things that you pay that do not have an expense to it. If you've got a loan and you're repaying your loans, and a chunk of your money is going to repay those loans, only the interest portion is deductible. A lot of people don't realize that when they first start off. It's not until they get hit with that tax bill, and then we're scrambling to figure out how to pay it. That's the other thing. If you think you're going to owe taxes, do not wait till the last minute. Do not procrastinate. Come in, get your tax return figured so that you know how much you're going to owe, and then you have some time to find the money. That's where a lot of people will wait till the very last minute. They come in and they say, you know, oh, I know I'm going to owe. We figure out how much, and it's like it's even worse than they thought, or in some cases it's actually been better. They said, oh, well, I've got that, you know, and then here they've spent 3 months worrying over it. It's like, if you know, get your tax return done early, but even better, come in September, October, go see your tax professional, talk to them, lay out where you are, because about September, October, you pretty much know where you're going to end up in the year, unless we have another catastrophic event that happens like 9/11. Most people know by October where you're going to be that year. That's a good time to start talking to your tax professional. If it looks like you're going to have an income, that's when you can discuss what bonus arrangements you're going to make for your employees, yourself. That's when you have some time to say, wait, I want to get some equipment, I want to do this, or I want to do that, and you have time to lay things out. If you wait until January 1, or in most cases, you know, March or April, it's too late. Your options are really limited at that point. So my biggest recommendation is you start talking to your tax professional and you start talking now. That's going to be your biggest tax savings. Get your stuff together and go see them. I know it's a lot of work, and I know most people aren't as excited about tax and accounting as I am, but it is a fun job.